Okay, hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast as well as my YouTube channel, Spiritual Sense. Today is January the 17th, which is a Tuesday. And so, in this podcast, as well as YouTube channel, I go over topics in regards to the paranormal, occult, supernatural. I speak about things such as hauntings, curses, soul travel, UFOs. I get my account on UFOs. I speak about pagan belief systems and practices such as cults, witchcraft, hoodoo, voodoo, Islam, Hinduism, Scientology. I like to start off by saying that this podcast, as well as this YouTube channel, is for entertainment purposes. It is for entertainment purposes. It's not a biblical nor religious podcast. However, I do refer back to the biblical text from time to time, but it's not a biblical nor religious podcast. I consider myself to be a spiritualist. That means I don't affiliate with no particular denomination because, some aspect of just about every religion out there that I've have encountered or done some research on, it's a hit or miss. So I may agree, and then there may be times where I don't. Okay? So, as I mentioned a few episodes back, about a couple of weeks back, I said I was going to speak about 20 deities, 20 different deities. Now, about five or six, I say about six, maybe seven deities out of the countless amount of deities that are out there that I'd like to pay homage to. I don't have the figurines for all of the deities that I particularly favor, but in the future I will be investing in some of those. So some of these little statues and things are very can be very expensive. And at one point in time, I used to speak against things such as this because I didn't have the understanding and the know-how as to what it meant and what the representation of. And I was told that idol work and idol worship was to be discouraged. And as I've gotten older, it's not idol work, it's God by way of. It's the representation of whatever has been associated or affiliated with this particular deity. So it's not actual worshiping a statue per se, but the representation of what this statue or this deity represents. It's God by way of. So, I've spoke about Hathor, I spoke on Bastet, Isis. I spoke on Yemaya, Ogun, Osiris, and I'm going to speak on today Shango. Shango. So, Shango is an Orisha deity or god. And Shango is a representation of thunder, lightning, fire, justice, dance, and virility. Um, so I'm going to pull up more information. It's venerated in Yoruba religion, Dahomey mythology, Badun, Santeria, Candomblé, Haitian voodoo, Louisiana voodoo, and Fort Catholicism or Catholicism. The color associated with it is red and white. It's the fifth day of the week. What would you consider the fifth day of the week? Would you consider Friday or Thursday the fifth day of the week? Region, practicing and paying homage to this particular deity is Nigeria, Benin, and Latin America. Okay. Shango is an Orisha deity in Yoruba religion. Genealogically speaking, Shango is a royal ancestor of the Yoruba, as he was the third Alafin of Oyo Kingdom prior to the posthumous deification. Shango has numerous manifestations, including Are, Agodo, Afunja, and Lumble, and Omboming. He is known for his powerful double axe associate, and I don't think I'm pronouncing all of these, but I try to pronounce it as best as possible. He is considered to be one of the most powerful rulers that Yoruba land has ever produced. In the New World, he is secretized with either Saint Barbara or Saint Jerome. Historic figure Shango was the third Oliphant of Oyu, following Ramian and Ajaka. He brought prosperity to the Oyo Empire, according to Professor Mason's mythological account of heroes and kings. Unlike his peaceful brother Ajake, he was a powerful and violent ruler. He reigned for 7 years, which were marked by his continuous campaigns and many battles. His reign ended due to his inadvertent destruction of his palace by lightning. He had 3 wives, namely Queen Ashun, Queen Oba, and Queen Oya. The Oyo Empire fell into civil war in the 19th century. It lost Ilorin when the Fulani and Hausa soldiers of Ofonja led a successful revolt. Some of the slaves brought to the Americas were Yoruba, one of the various ethnic groups drawn into the Atlantic slave trade, and they brought the worship of Shango to the New World. As a result, strong devotion to Shango led to Yoruba religions in Trinidad and Recife, Brazil, being named after the deity. The Yoruba land Shango is worshipped on the 5th day of the week, which is named Ojo Jakata. Ritual worship foods include guguru, bitter cola, amale, and gebegari soup. Also, he worshipped the bata drum. One significant thing about this deity is that he is worshipped using red clothing, just as he is said to have admired red attire during his lifetime. So the veneration of Shango. In Nigeria, Shango is viewed as the most powerful and feared of the Orisha pantheon. He casts a thunderstorm to earth, which creates thunder and lightning to anyone who offends him. Worshippers in Yoruba land in Nigeria do not eat cowpea because they believe that the wrath of the grove of iron would descend on them. The Shango gold necklaces are composed in various patterns of red and white beads, usually in the groupings of 4 or 6, which are his sacred numbers. Rocks created by lightning strikes are venerated by Shango worshippers. These stones, if found, are maintained at sacred sites and used in rituals. Shango is called in coronation ceremonies in Nigeria to the present day. The Americas, Shango is venerated in Santeria as Shango. As the Yoruba religion, which is one of the most feared gods. In Haiti, he is from the Nego nation and is known as Ogu Shango. Paulo recognizing him as Setite Reos. Condable Shango is known as it has Xango, so I don't know if you would pronounce that the same way. In the Condable pantheon, he is said to be the son of Oranyan, and his wives include Oya, Oshun, and Oba, as in the Yoruba tradition. Shango took on strong importance among slaves in Brazil for his qualities of strength, resistance, and aggression. He is noted as the god of lightning and thunder. He became the patron Oritza of plantations and many Condé Tioros. In contrast, Oko, the Orissa of I would say Orisha of agriculture, found little favor among slaves in Brazil and has few followers in the Americas. The main Baracoa of Ila at Sa, Iya Nasho Oka of the Torero Casablanca is dedicated to Shango. Shango is depicted with an asse or double-sided axe similar to a labris and a brass crown. Excuse me. So, what are some of the characteristics? Well, the consecrated day, the fifth day, will be Friday. The colors are red and white. The elements are thunder, lightning, and fire. The sacred foods are malay, which is a stew of okra with shrimp and palm oil. The instruments, the asse, a double axe, bangles, brass crown, thunderstones, or objects struck by lightning. Garments, red cloth with printed white squares or cowrie shells. Necklaces, white and red beads. The archetype, power, dominance. Sacred dance, aluje, the Rota del Shango. It speaks of his achievements, deeds, consorts, power, and dominion. Sacrificial animals are freshwater turtle, male goat, duck, and sheep. Amale, also known as Amale de Shango, is the ritual dish offered to the Orisha. It is a stew made of chopped okra, onion, dried shrimp, and palm oil. Amale is served on Wednesday at the Peji or altar on a large tray. Traditionally decorated with 12 upright uncooked okra due to ritual prohibitions. The dish may not be offered on a wooden tray or accompanied by bitter cola. Amale de Shango may also be prepared with an additional with the additional of beef, specifically excuse me, an oxtail. Amale de Shango is different than amale, a dish common to Yoruba areas of Nigeria. So, this Shango is a very powerful deity. Let me see if I can pull up some more information apart from what Wikipedia has in terms of Shango, because it is a warrior angel. I mean, Orisha, and it's God by way of. You know, if you go back and start looking at a lot of this stuff, it's God by way of. This is something. It's a representation of God in terms of characteristics that has been given a name. He is the God of thunder and war. These always go together. Thunder and war. So it says, when thunder is heard, you should salute him by crying, Kabio Sili Shango. It says, Shango leads a full red-blooded life and likes to party. He is a great demand as a drummer, and his dancing talents cause severe outbreaks of funkiness wherever penetrated. So I guess it's a aura of an attitude. The special feast day is the 4th of December, and during this time he has a piper employed to play all of the latest hits. His special number is 6. His favorite colors are red and white. He likes animals, particularly dogs. He also favors roosters and turtles. Although we think these are more for eating than companionship, it says that if you invite him to a feast, you would need to stack up on bananas, apples, cornmeal, okra, wine, red wine, and rum. Shango does have a relationship with Oya, which can at times get pretty tempestuous. Tempestuous. Temperamental would be the best word to say. He does not get along well with his brother Agun. Is not averse to a good punch up, but on the whole, he's a great God to have on your side as he is loyal, protective, and mentions groovy. So this is somebody giving their own account of Shango. Of course, it's God by way of. I mean, a lot of this stuff, as it mentions, is when we read about folklore and stuff like that, people typically don't pay stuff like this no attention, but it's God giving you insight and understanding about certain things. Okay, so now right here it mentions about the Shango religion. Now, from what I've researched, Shango was a god, a part of a Yoruba people and a Yoruba religion. So it's just basically what information you are when you go on these websites and begin to do some research on deities and things of that sort. So, God of Thunder. And let's go on this website and see if I'm able to gather some more information. So, if you are somebody that I wanted to get off into this particular deity, because a lot of people would tell you that this is foolishness and it does not work. That is not the truth. His name appears derived from Shan, to strike violently, and go, to bewilder, and to have reverence, to peals of thunder, which are supposed to be produced by violent blows. He has the epithet of Jakuta, hurler of stones or fighter with stones and stone implements, which have long ceased to be used in West Africa, are believed to be of his thunderbolts. Shango creates thunder and lightning by casting thunderstones down to earth. Wherever lightning strikes, priests search the surrounding area for the thrown stones. The Yoruba believe these stones have special powers, and they enshrine the stones in temples to the god. He usually goes armed with a club and called Asi, made of the wood of the ayan tree, which is so hard that a proverb says the ayan tree resists the axe. In consequence of this club being made of this wood, the tree is sacred to them. Um, so it just give, I'm on this website and it just have a lot of pictures and depictions. Said persons who are killed by the lightning um, may not properly speak and be buried, but if the relations of the deceased offer a sufficient payment, the priest usually allows the corpse to be redeemed and buried. Individuals rendered insensible by lightning are at once dispatched by the priest, the accident being regarded as proof positive that Shango's requires them. A common idea is that Shango is subject to frequent outbursts of ungovernable temper, during which he thumbs and bangs overhead and hurls down stones at those who have given him cause for offense. So this revelation, this understanding, in terms of Shango. I do feel like it's a fierce spirit and a fierce deity. Um, is what I feel. And getting, and I'm not trying to get that much deep into it because I think, when you begin to start devilishing off into a lot of these deities deep off, it can really take your mind on a trip. And you have to be very careful when you're summoning a lot of these spirits because it is spiritual. Uh, so let me see if I'm able to find more information um, than what I found earlier in regarding Shango. So, from my understanding, it's a representation of protection. It was a warrior, so to speak. So, to protect I'm assuming his people and followers. I think a lot of the people that are presented in these religions and practices will take on this impression, and then it's their defense mechanism. It's their way of protecting themselves and their village and their people. So, who am I or anybody to judge on anything that they do, particularly if it's to protect them and their beliefs? Okay, so it just give me that account that it's to fight to the fittest, so to speak. Okay, so I'm going to conclude this episode presentation speaking about the deity or the goddess of Shango, which is the god of thunder and lightning, among other things. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you're more than welcome to comment in the comment section below. Until then, have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.